Evening at the Mark Hope Studios, and we're introducing Brad, who is joining the team as far as full stack developer and super genius marketer and enthusiastic partner to the Marketing Hope team. Brad, why don't you tell everybody really some of the things that you're into? I know it would take a long time to talk about everything, but let's talk about your strengths as they relate to the small business assistance space that we do at Marketing Hope.
Okay, well, welcome. My name is Bradley Trady. Nice to meet everyone out there in the world. I am located in Vernal, Utah. I'm glad to be part of the Mark Hope team here. Some of the services that I take care of are tech support. If you got questions about different applications, I can help you there. I'm also an expert when it comes to search engine optimization and internet marketing. I also understand AI. So if you have questions about ChatGPT, Google Bard, or any of the AI interactions with Microsoft Office products, you can reach out to me on that. I also help small businesses. I have nearly 20 years of pricing revenue strategy experience. So that's something I can help you out with. And then, as Mark said, I do a plethora of other things. I can also help you create beautiful graphics, design, and so forth. And I also do some coaching on the side as well, specifically the growth mindset. I have a whole plethora of aptitude and experiences. So if there's something you need from the technical side, there is a good chance that I will be able to solve it.
And that's a very strong asset that any entrepreneurial back office needs to have, is the tech guy. And really, Brad, you are that quintessential tech guy.
Yeah.
But one of the things that I really like about working with you is that, sometimes, and I've been involved in technology since the very beginning, and especially the digital marketing space and the digital communication space, where you have technicians that are working on hardware and software interfaces and that kind of thing. And sometimes if you get a good technician, you can't even talk to them. They can't communicate with a customer to save their life, but you put a circuit in front of them and they're happy as frogs. But one of the things that I've really enjoyed about working with you is you can talk to a customer, and I appreciate where you're coming from, and the customers appreciate it as well. That, hey, this guy understands the technology, but he also understands me and what I need.
There's that show out there, Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader? And I'm not trying to say somebody's not as smart as a fifth grader, but what I like to do is I believe in taking technical things and making them easy for people to understand. I mean, we could sit here and talk about network switches, routers, SIP trunk groups, and everything, but to the common person, hey, I need help. I'm trying to connect to the internet. Let's just simply connect one-on-one. Let's get a live stream session going, and let's try to figure it out without asking all the complex questions about port configurations, switch points, and so forth. Let's make it simple and easy for everyone.
And the technology has gotten easier and easier and easier to understand. But, we all need to have some assistance. And I've been involved in doing this stuff for years. And I still benefit from reaching out to an expert such as yourself to configure some of the things a little bit differently than I'm doing. Like one of the things that I want to explore on the tech, Mark Hope Show Tech, that's what I want to call your show, is Tech with Brad. And one of the things that I want to go over with you is setting up a link tree behind your social. And what I'd like to do is I'd like to have you get on, we'll share a screen, and then you can connect my link tree with my socials and just kind of show everybody my link tree, how that's connected and what it's doing, and your link tree and how that's connected and what you're doing. And after that, I'd like to sell that as a service to the people that are watching the shows, because a lot of people, I think, are creating content, but they don't have a monetization way to do it, and they don't want to pitch directly to the client. Hey, my name's Sally. I'm a realtor. Please call me. That gets to be a fake type of a thing for them. They don't want to be on selling all the time. But if people are looking in your bios on your socials and then they see a link tree, then they can go look at your services. I'm doing a listing agent service. I'm doing a selling service. I can connect you with a staging company, that kind of thing. And it tells everybody that, you're a professional in what you're doing in the space. Right, Brad?
Yeah, absolutely. And there are a number of tools out there, Mark. Linktree is great. StanStore is another one. It just, whatever is the right for the right
I'm
audience.
going to let you decide what we teach them, whatever
Yep.
your recommendation is, I'm going to tell, we'll set it up for me and you to show them. I just picked Linktree because I know what the purpose is. But
Yeah.
if we're going to sell them a service where you set it up for them and they pay whatever it is, $125 to get things set up, and then a maintenance fee to keep it going, or they do it themselves, whatever it is. Our agency has prided itself on being non-contract for the last 15 years. And our belief is that, if we're working with you and you're happy with us, we don't need to hold you to a contract. And a lot of these people that are wanting people to sign these long contracts, are really not performing. And so, we would rather have a relationship that's a long-standing relationship. And, I know that you're that way, because as soon as somebody gets a hold of somebody like you, it's like, hey, we can just call Brad whenever we want to, and unless it's a very complicated sysadmin type thing where it's really going to take a lot of investment on our part, we're definitely willing to be pay as you go. But people need to realize that we do offer monthly agreements that put people to the front of the line. And that is a valuable thing because, yes, we're pay as we go. Yes, we're very affordable, because we're working from home and we have a cyber headquarters that's in the cloud, and we're taking advantage of all those savings for our customers. But if we don't have a time slot for you, then you're going to get waylaid if you're not on the VIP membership. So if it gets too tight for those services, you may want to have more availability. Just saying. We have several tech people that are under Brad, and if you have a very simple problem, you can get to one of his interns or one of his lower cost people. And if he's too busy, then, there's that option. But, for as little as $30 a month, you can, be on a 24-hour response time, which, depending on what you're doing, that's valuable. I don't care. I'm just an old guy living in a country club, and it doesn't really, I don't have to be first on the list necessarily, just kind of help me out. But, I'm retired and I don't have a job. So, if somebody's running a business and they really need some help, that's a different thing, right, Brad?
And you know what? That is my bread and butter is small business. I don't mind helping out, large entities, but SMBs is what I focus on. Small family businesses, small medium size, but it's the small guy that counts, and that's what builds the wealth here in America. Are all of our small businesses.
And you know what? I'll ask you this question as well, and I know your answer, but isn't that who the most rewarding people are too?
Yeah.
Contracts with medium-sized and large-sized businesses. There's not a thank you. There's not a, oh, you're helping me. There's not, you get trapped up in some nonsense. But, if you're helping a small mom and pop transmission shop, and we're actually bringing business in for them during these times and fixing a complicated billing issue with them, or getting their software to work the way it's supposed to interface, ordering the parts or whatever. One guy wanted to sell, transmission parts on eBay. How do I do eBay? I don't understand. Well, we had a virtual assistant come in, set up his eBay shop. He just takes pictures. Brad puts it all together, makes sure everything's set up with the payment gateways and all that kind of stuff. And he's off and running. And that's what he wants to do. Thank God for you guys. I'm selling these parts. And, he hired a little high school guy to come in and package them up and send off these transmission parts. And he's back in business, So having a part of that success story, that's what I'm in it for. That's, when he calls me up and says, oh, we've been in business for 40 years. You saved my bacon, because of your advertising. I'm getting transmission jobs from parts that I'm selling, and my dad's keeping busy, and I'm modernizing the family business, because there's a lot of times, Brad, that you and I step in and we have to help these people emerge their hand-me-down business and bring them into the new age, or else that business gets lost.
Yeah.
At
the end of the day, if I find that my help has allowed a small business to thrive and succeed, that's the best feeling. That's my appreciation, that I know that I succeeded. Was I able to help someone, and were they able to either grow or gain success?
And a lot of times, it seems simple to you and I, but to them, it's like us trying to take apart a transmission. I mean, we'd walk everywhere we go if we had to put a transmission together.
Yeah.
But then the genius transmission guy comes to us and says, hey, I don't understand what Cash App is. These young kids want to pay for their transmission bill on Cash App. I don't understand what that means. What's Venmo? How do I do Zelle? I don't know what I don't know how that works. What's going on? And for us, like you said, a simple Zoom call like this, or some kind of an e-meet, or, some kind of a virtual desktop, deal where you plug into their computer and look at what they're doing and set them up and give them some guidance, and then be there to support them afterwards. That's the difference maker for them.
Mm-hmm. Yep. What can you do to help them? I'm ready. So if any of you are watching this and you have something that we can help you solve, contact us. We would love to be able to help you and see you thrive at whatever you are currently doing in your business, or if you're an online marketer in your niche.
Yeah. And it's pretty difficult with our team to throw us a question that we're not going to be able to handle. And we pride ourselves for being very affordable because, one of my up and coming ventures is a customer advocacy program for real estate and construction repairs, just because it gets so out of hand. And in the digital marketing space, it's there too. These people trying to sell websites for $10,000 and things like that. It's just absolutely abusive behavior. So we are definitely going to be the right price. We want to earn your business for a long time. And there's very few questions that I can think about that we're not going to either be able to answer or have access to the experts and the knowledge base to get you that answer. So it's very traditional in our geekdom to help people understand the technology. And that's how I started my last business. Is I just loved figuring out people's computer problems so much that I left corporate America and started a used computer shop, because it was so fun to help people with their computer problems that I turned it into a business, and I stopped being an executive and ended up being a used computer guy. And I had some really fun times in my life during that time. And now it's so crazy what's going on with the computers. You can't even believe it. And you touched on AI, and you're helping people understand the AI space much as I am. And would you say that Google 20 years ago is a match for AI today? The advantage people had using Google? I mean,
Yes.
that's that next level thing.
Yeah, and as I said, that I can assist with SEO, and whenever you ask questions, and for Google to be able to answer them, um, as marketers now, you call them long-tailed keywords, and now all of those long-tailed keywords are moving into AI, and AI is answering them, and all these AI apps are coming up. I mean, it is just impressive of where Google was and where technology is going. I really think that if you can learn AI and truly master it and use it, yes, could AI be more powerful than it's intended? Yes. But the thing is how do you use AI in a way that is smart and effective, not just trying to steal the world from underneath you, but absolutely understand it and respect it, and use it to your advantage.
Well, I can tell you, I started my used computer company in 1994, and we started importing IBM XTs and ATs in from Taiwan. And 4 years after that, Google was founded 1998, and everybody was just going crazy because there were search engines at the time, Yahoo, Ask Jeeves, that kind of thing. But when people started typing things into that Google line, your mind just got blown. I mean, a whole encyclopedia was available for you to learn with. And any technician, and tell me this, Brad, I'm going to interview you again on this question. If you're a technician working on computers or you're working in the development space, the first interview question that I ask is, what's your first step in solving a problem? And if that technician doesn't say Google and YouTube in the first two sentences, I don't hire them. Because the ability to learn a new problem is really the bedrock of a good technician.
Well, you want to say Google and YouTube, but now I think the order is AI Google, and then YouTube.
I stand corrected, but it's the same thought. You know, when you're looking at how to protect against the FBI virus, or how to scrub the FBI virus, or how to deal with somebody's computer where there's some ransomware on it, or different things like that. It's learning about that thing. I used to tell my new hires at the computer shop that if they would work for me for 4 years, that they would be learning things that the professors at the computer department at DU had no idea about. Because the DU professors are teaching you what they put into a book 6 years ago. We're teaching you what problems are happening today. But and that's where you and I make our bacon, right?
Yeah.
Today problems.
I will also say, though, is that while Google is very critical in your choices, even if you put a simple word and you say books, make sure, you know, and we can go into this in another episode, but mastering search of Google, just simply putting in, where do I find books on baseball, but, you know, all the extra characters that you can put in that search bar that I would say 90% of the population doesn't know about. And if you learn it, you can master Google and find out more information than you even thought was in Google.
I totally agree with that. But there's also the other side of the transmission shop guy. He doesn't want to know anything about it. So they need to come to us and they say, look, you know, my transmission shop specializes in luxury cars that are very expensive, you know, so I need to have a geo search for people that are around my shop that are going to come to me. And I need a financial fence to where I'm going to be attracting people that are making $150,000 to $200,000 a year. And, you know, because people that are living in certain zip codes are not driving Bentleys.
Yeah.
And that's what I work on. And we get the geo fence and the financial fence and all of that stuff down to that certain group of customers. And when their tranny goes out on their Bentley every 6 years, we want them picking us. And that's how we do the drip email campaign. That's how we do, you know, some of the other infotainment things that we're doing, the educainment content that we're doing, and putting those display networking ads in the videos of the F1 race. You know, the people that are watching the F1 race for $14.95 a ticket, they're driving Porsches and Range Rovers and Bentleys, and they need service on those cars. And that's how we help get that message out. Because most businesses, and I have found this over the years, blow their advertising budget into areas that will never buy from them.
Yeah.
You're getting eyes and ears, but your message is lost because you're a roofing company and most of your ad budget is going to apartment buildings, people that live in apartments that don't own roofs.
And you know, I love your example of the transmission guy because, you know, getting yourself in Google is one thing, but being able to share that valuable content and utilizing Google Maps to include site maps to set up those geo fences and that specific area and all those qualifications to really nosedive and focus straight on that specific audience. Those are all the wonderful things that I know I and others on your team and my team can help make that transmission guy a reality.
We should own page one of Google, you know, because it used to be that we would have a website and we put all the information on the website. So keywords, descriptions, once you get to the website, about me, what do we do, all that kind of stuff. The website is almost useless at this point because if a customer gets to a website, they're ready to make a decision and put in their credit card. Now you have to go through the social media and make those videos and jump to a landing page, get down to a Google page. When you type Google, you should own that front page. You should have the Google places. You should have all the reviews in place. you should have all this stuff. So when people are like, oh, this is the place that I need to be at. And that takes monthly work.
And I heard a very amazing fact the other day when I was on a Pinterest developer call, where they said that 87% of the people that go to Pinterest are going to buy. And and that is greater than some of the other social media networks. But knowing that is somebody's not just going to go out and type in www.I need ... They are finding this in other sources. And that's where I think like a list tree or a stand store with some of those things that we set up will be powerful, because that will take those people straight to those sources. So
Yeah.
there are so many options available for small businesses to grow their network, expand their customer base, and at the bottom end, generate additional revenue.
And it's so true, because oh, Pinterest this or that, and it's like, wide tire race cars, pictures of wide tire race cars on Pinterest. Oh, well, I just got a $10,000 sale off of that. Well, is it worth it? Yeah, it's worth it. But there's a lot of outliers that people don't really think about. You and I think about it because we're building all of this relevancy. But Reddit is a place. There's money in Reddit,
Yeah.
and if you can build that search, knowledge base where you're providing good edutainment content into that space, and then you're feeding that back to your landing pages, and you're go ahead.
And guys, just because you hear Pinterest, don't be scared. 10 years ago, 90% of Pinterest was attracting women. But as of the last year, that number has dropped for women down to 65%, and nearly 35% of traffic to Pinterest is searches that have been accessed by men. That's huge.
Yeah, and I really don't worry about the women men thing. I just worry about wallets, eyes and
Absolutely.
wallets. And one of the main things social media wise that I see a lot of businesses missing out on is putting content, good solid content together, and then hosting it and posting it on LinkedIn.
Quality over quantity. A long time ago, people wanted it, as much quantity as they could with low conversions. And now, if you provide high quality content, there's no reason people are not going to click or read or get to your content. And I really, and that's one of the things about Google is Google prefers quality over quantity.
Well, and one of our programs that we do at Marketing Hope is content creation for small business at $4.99 a month. And what we do for that individual is they get 5 hours and a time slot every month, and we create a content piece for them. And somebody like Brad touches it and puts the algorithms and SEO and the backup information in it. And then some of the other creatives do some overlays or some video merging. And then we set that up so that you can send that to TikTok, send it to LinkedIn, get a discussion going in a chat room on a Facebook page, that the chats and the people are saying, oh, I want cement. I want somebody to come and do a patch in my driveway. How much is it? And then the owners are responding to the customers and giving them quotes because of that content piece every month. And once a month is fine. Right now, you're not doing anything, and that's hurting your business. And as we go into the slowdown, businesses are hurting, dollars are shrinking, and it's going to be the small businesses that react and create content and take care of their customers. Stop gouging the customers. Get authorized with an ethics board to where, you know, you're supported by the local community as one of the good guys, you know, and we can build that anywhere geographically that you want. We do co-op boards for businesses in different areas that are building, you know, communities, and that's where the business comes from.
Yep.
And that's the fun thing for us. And honestly, Bradley, I said we'd get on and do 10 minutes, and here we are half an hour into it. But to us, it's exciting for us. And you don't have to be excited like we are about the technology to benefit. Because if you have two guys like us and our team back at corporate, we're going to help you move the needle on your business exposure. And if we don't, fire us. You know, there's no contract, there's no smoke and mirrors. We're just here to help you with your problems. And that is really what Brad's position is. And so happy to have you on the team, bud. I know you're busy, but I really am happy that, you know, you're shoehorning some time into your schedule for us, because we are really helping people on the show and at the agency. And I know, you know, you've helped so many people for me in the past, and it's just a delight to have you.
I'm ready. Thanks for having me.
All right, brother. Well, listen, whatever your schedule is, we'll do these shows for people, and it'll be the Mark Hope Show, Tech with Brad. And if you have any questions for Brad, go ahead and leave them on the Facebook page, and we'll monitor the Facebook page. And that's a whole community that's there. So if you've got a question, just, you know, at Brad, and he's a member on there. He's going to be an administrator on there for you. And just say, hey, Brad, I have a question. And if it's a quick one, he'll just tell you. If not, he'll call you. And if it's one that gets repeated, we'll handle it on the show and say, you know, how do I, you know, market to the new Twitter sphere now that it's X? What should I be looking for? How do I dominate that? Or how do I do a YouTube channel? And can you guys help me build that up? You know, any of those technical questions, if we get a lot of them, we'll handle them right here on the show. All right. Bradley, thank you for staying up for me. I appreciate you.
Yeah, absolutely. Anytime.
All right, buddy. Good night, everybody.